Everyone. So today we are going to talk about the much hyped Ponniyin Selvan. The trailer, the teaser must have made a lot of headlines. Movie by Mani Ratnam. So let's talk about what it is and why is it so important for Tamil historians per se. So Ponniyin Selvan is a novel written by Kalki Krishnamurti based on true events that transpired in the year 900 AD to 950 AD. It's based on a true story, but it's explained in 6 volumes in the novel. And this movie that Mani Ratnam is bringing to us is a part 1 and tries to cover as much as the novel tries. And this adaptation of the novel was tried multiple times by multiple directors and even was tried by matinee idol M.G. Ramachandran, shortly known as MGR, back then in the 70s, but he failed because of the huge canvas involved. It was tried by Mani Ratnam once, but it failed again, and then apparently now he has become successful. And thanks to A.R. Rahman's music, I hope we can expect some epic music on way. So what does the title mean? Ponniyin Selvan, what is it? Ponniyin Selvan literally means the son of Ponni. And who is Ponni, you might ask? Ponni is the river Kaveri. So the background is that Arulmozhi Varman, the youngest son of the Chola Empire, was accidentally drowning. I mean, he accidentally fell into the river, and the drowning was apparently happening, and then a mysterious hand saves him from drowning. Yes, you guessed it right, the famous Bahubali pic where the Rajmata lifts up the kid. It's inspired from this particular novel. So that's the whole background about this. So the Arulmozhi Varman, the kid who was saved, goes on to become Rajaraja Cholan, who becomes the greatest king the Tamil historians have ever seen. But is this the story of him? No. So the background is that the Cholas had a very stiff battle against the Cheras and the Pandyas back then. They were sworn rivals. In fact, the Pandyas were almost equal to Cholas, and this is set in a period where the Cholas are ruling, they're reigning over the empire, but the Pandyas or the sympathizers of Pandyas want the government to be overthrown. So the background is this: there is a ruling bedridden Chola king called Sundara Chola. He's bedridden and everybody knows his days are numbered. So back then there was an omen wherein a comet would appear in the sky, and people would assume that it's a danger for the royal family, meaning death. So everybody assumed it's going to consume Sundara Chola. And he is survived by his 3 children, the eldest being Aditya Karigalan, the second kid being Kundavi, and the last one being Arulmozhi Varman, the Ponniyin Selvan. So this story is not about Arulmozhi Varman at all. It's all about the Prince Aditya Karigalan, how he waged a battle against the Pandyas and how he won it, and how he became a disappointed lover. Yes, this is a love story. Believe it or not, the whole premise behind this story is all about how a prince falls in love with a woman who wants to kill him. But why? That's the whole story. So there is another main character called Vandiyadevan, and he is a trusted confidant of the Chola Empire, and it's from his perspective that the novel intends to move across places in Tamil Nadu and Sri Lanka as well. So he is the one who's entrusted with carrying a parchment scroll from Aditya Karigalan from Kanjipuram, and he has to carry those scrolls discreetly to the king and his sister. So what happens in the journey is all what it covers in the story. So it's basically a story where a young prince who's fallen in love with a woman who hates who hates him and who intends to kill him at the drop of a hat. And the story is all about why is it what's the reason why she has that kind of vengeance, the grudge that she has. And despite knowing the grudge, the prince still falls in love with her, and eventually Aditya Karigalan gets assassinated. Was it by the spies of Pandyas? Was it by Nandini, who's the sworn enemy of Aditya Karigalan? Or there's another story brewing in the making from 1,000 years. Was it his own brother, Rajaraja Cholan? So the answer to this all lies, I guess, in the movie. I've read a lot of inscriptions, I've read a lot of documents, I've seen a lot of YouTubes which describes the story in 3.5 hours or 1.5 hours or 2 hours, but for the general audience who wish to know what the story is, this is the summary: how a young prince falls in love and why he is assassinated. Was it by the same woman? And what happens next? And how does Rajaraja Cholan become the next king was the question. So this is the answer to all the riddles. Watch Ponniyin Selvan 1, I guess this is the chapter 1, on 30th September, and we'll know the answers. I'm getting goosebumps because Aditya Karigalan is played by Vikram, playing the erratic lover who has the intensity of a disappointed lover who will kill for anything just to get the attention of Nandini. And Nandini is played by Aishwarya Rai, and Aditya Karigalan's sister, who hates Nandini, is played by Trisha, and the youngest son, the Arulmozhi Varman character, is played by Jayam Ravi. And I guess the father, Sundara Cholan, is played by Prakash Raj, but I'm not sure. But yes, I'm expecting an epic turning of events once the movie releases. I'm hoping this story was helpful to you, just to get the summary of it as to why it's so hyped. And it is based on a true story, unlike Bahubali, which is just a fiction. This is a true story of around 1,000 years. Yeah, so that piqued my interest, and I tried making a video of it just to summarize what it all means. So there you go, you have it now. What is Ponniyin Selvan, and what's the background, and what's the story all about, and what happens eventually. So it's all out there for you guys. Do comment if you like this video, and also for those who don't know me, my name is Darshan Nair, and I've also written a novel called Love in Bangalore. It's available on Amazon, and you guys can find it on Amazon. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.